So as of recording this on December the 4th, with the new ban list being implemented tonight, it appears that Verte Anaconda is not going to get banned. There have been 2 ban list updates already, and neither of them mentioned this. So I figured, since it's not going to get banned clearly on this ban list, and with the new branded support from Storm Access coming to Master Duel, it's a good time to showcase how you can abuse Verte Anaconda with these new branded cards, because we're treading new grounds here. Neither in the TCG nor in the OCG have Verte Anaconda and Albion the Sanctifire Dragon been legal at the same time. Verte was banned in both formats long before they got access to this card. And what does this card do? Well, the important part of this card's effect is, during your opponent's turn, you can target 2 monsters in any graveyard, special summon both, 1 to each field. So essentially, this is like branded expulsion, right? And branded expulsion is obviously banned in Master Duel because it was basically mainly used to just summon dumb floodgate monsters to your opponent's side of the field and make them unable to play the game and summon any monsters. You know, very, very fun and interactive gameplay. And Sanctifier is a bit worse than branded expulsion because expulsion can summon back banished monsters too, whereas Sanctifier only summons back monsters from the grave. So clearly that makes it balanced, right? That means it's okay, right? Right? Clearly branded will not use Sanctifier to summon back Gimmick Puppet on your opponent's field and lock your opponent, right? Surely, clueless. Well, what if I told you that you don't have to be playing branded to put a dumbass lock on your opponent? Okay? Because Verte Anaconda is legal and Verte Anaconda is generic, actually any deck can do a sort of Sanctifier lock and make your opponent unable to play the game. And I'll show you an example of how this is done. Okay, so now I've done a standard Pearly combo, and I've saved you the trouble of showing it because I'm sure everyone who's playing Master Duel has probably seen this Pearly combo like 100 times by now. And we have a Nor on the field, and we just have 2 random leftover Pearly monsters. Pearlies. It is semi-limited, so we can only summon 2. But now, with any just 2 spare monsters, you can do this in any deck. You link them off into Verte Anaconda. Okay. Then you use Verte Anaconda's effect, sending Brand Infusion. And you're going to summon Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Now, Albion's Sanctifier Dragon's materials are Fallen of Albast plus 1 Light Spellcaster monster. Can you think of what Light Spellcaster monster you might want to send for Albion? I'll give you a hint. For those people who have played in 2012 in a Spellbook Full Power Dragon Ruler Full Power Spellbook format, they should be very familiar with this card. Fallen of Albast, Sen, and Jowgen the Spiritualist. Okay. Light Spellcaster. Just happens to be the perfect material for Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Okay, so you summon Albion. And there's your turn, right? Now you pass your opponent's turn. Sure, we'll equip this Pearly Street because, you know, why not get more draws, right? And during their draw phase, you will activate Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, targeting Jowgen the Spiritualist and any dumbass monster you in your graveyard. So like, just give them the Fallen of Albast because it's not like they can use it anyways. So you're gonna special summon Jowgen to your field in defense, and you're gonna give them the Fallen of Albast in defense. So this blocks evenly too. And now you have a Jowgen on the field, which means neither player can special summon monsters. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, any two effect monsters allows you to Jowgen lock your opponent. Lovely. I love that. And all you have to do is have any sort of, your board just has to have one form of protection to deal with your opponent's one normal summon that they use to run over Jowgen. If you have any form of removal at all in your board, because again, Verte Anaconda, you can just throw this on at the end of your combo with any two monsters. Like hell, even Zoo just make a Trident. And then that's enough to block your opponent from running over the Jowgen. And that means if they can't run over the Jowgen with their one normal summon, they can't special summon. And, you know, they are blocked evenly too, because we just gave them a 0 defense position monster that they can't switch to attack position. And yeah, Pearly happens to have a way to protect Jowgen just by having the Noir on the field. And also, by the way, because Jowgen is on the field, this blocks off your opponents from Kaijus, Kurikaras, Lava Golems, all that good stuff. They can't do that to your Pearly anymore, the X-Pearly Noir. So yeah, it's just similar to how some Pearly builds are running the Winda package with Magicalized Fusion and the Shaddolls, where if they can make Verte at the end and then dump Magicalized Fusion to make Winda. But in order to make Winda, they have to hard draw the Shaddol monsters. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be in the grave and you wouldn't be able to Magicalize Fusion. For this, you don't have to hard draw like shit. Like this is just Jowgen and Albas in your deck. At the end of your combo, you just do this, and you can just get a free Jowgen lock. So yeah, that's this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be legal in Master Duel. So here are the ending requirements you need to do this. You just need Brand Fusion, Albaz, and Jowgen in the main deck, 3 slots, and then 2 in the extra, Verte Anaconda plus Sanctifire. And it's best to do this, and obviously I mentioned literally any single deck can do this, but it's best to do this in a deck that can has like some form of removal to, again, prevent your Jowgen from being run over. If you have a way to do that, then this lock is really damn annoying to deal with, and it's very easy to access because Verte Anaconda, generic 2 effect monsters, any 2 effect monsters. So do I think this is going to be some very high tier meta strategy that's going to be used in the best decks of the format? Probably not. And that's the scary thing, because you just know that because this isn't going to be used in meta decks for a while, at least, that Konami's never going to actually hit this, because unless they were not aware of this before introducing Syac cards and Sanctifier, which I'm going to give them a little bit more credit than that. I would hope that someone like brought this attention to them, and they knew about this, and they just figured that this wouldn't be good enough to be among the strongest meta decks. In which case, this is probably not going to get hit in any way. Which means that you're just gonna randomly you're gonna queue into some people on Jowgen, Verte Jowgen locks, and you're just gonna randomly get Jowgen locked, and that's gonna ruin your day for a little bit. This is similar to how Rongo will stay in the game for so long, and how Bishbal can stay in the game for so long, because again, not meta strategies, but randomly you just queue up against them and you lose the die roll, and then you suddenly just lose the entire game and are not able to play the game. Similar to that, except I predict that this is going to be a bit more common than Rongo and Bishbalkan, because this is way more generic to use, and decks will splash this, and you just know Master Duel ladder loves its jank. They just love running 45 plus card pile abominations with like ratios all out the ass, just to fit in the funny new combo tech that's discovered for the week. Now, while I probably won't be running this package in most of my decks, this is just to let you know that something like this does exist, and not to get too jump scared when you get hit by the Jowgen lock. And when the new branded cards and the new pack gets released in Master Duel, I will be doing a video on actual branded combos using the new cards, and not just like this dumbass 3-card engine lock, like stupid high roll thing. So yeah, stay tuned for that.